My stomach is literally destroyed. Woo! Okay, anyways. I'm going to give you a rundown of each part that I have in my PC, but before that, I'm going to review one more time real quick my recommendations for all my peripherals. Okay, now, Razer Kaio. Personally, if you're going to stream with a cam that you're seeing me right now, how you doing? If you want to stream with a cam and you want it to look good for a good price, recommend. What? Oh, okay. For the price, yes, it is amazing. Okay, I believe that it's one of the top tier um, cams. Like I said, now for sure, I could say that for sure. I had my cam at 720p 60 frames. So you guys always saw me at 720p resolution, which is not the greatest, but the 60 frames is nice. But look at this. Like, this is 1080p. It's literally like 45, almost 50 frames. This is nuts. It's supposed to be 1080p 30 frames. So it's all about lighting. If you could get the proper lighting in your room, this fucking cam's amazing for 1080p. So, bar none right now, fucking, if you're gonna get a cam for the price, get this fucking cam. There's no, it's got a ring light. Let's see if it shows right now. You can see that on my hand it's getting light. You can't really see it. It's too light in here. But yeah, it has a ring light. If you get closer, you can see it's reflecting off my handle a little bit. But dude, this cam is fucking amazing, dude. I fucking love this cam. Honestly, Razer does make good products. Don't listen to people that dog on Razer. They're just haters. Razer makes great shit, bar none. So in my opinion, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 because obviously it could be better. Every cam could be better at this price range, but 9 out of 10. Recommend. If you're gonna stream, get the Razer Kaio. Look at Aries back there, acting a goofball. Hey, what are you doing? So, anyways, I got another little shithead on my bed right here. But anyways, so Razer Kaio, 9 out of 10. Simple, get it. Trust me. Thank me later. Mouse, the Razer Basilisk V2, 10 out of 10. And I'm gonna say 10 out of 10 because I believe this mouse for my specific needs. 100% everything I need. Like, I don't there's not another mouse I'll use, you know, unless I find something similar. Nothing I'll use. Maybe wireless version. It's a heavier. That's why I don't go the wireless route. That's just for the cool aesthetic purpose of it. But me personally, I don't care. I'm all about just comfort, feel, and wired is just less latency. So I say 10 out of 10. No problems. I would get this mouse over and over again without a hesitation in my mind. Razer Black Shark V2 headset that you're hearing me on. 10 out of 10. I'm giving it all because I feel like this is the best headset I've used. Close is the Razer Kraken Ultimate, but the Razer Kraken Ultimate, just the size of it's too big. The RGB is cool as fuck, and the audio was great. Mic was okay. I think this is an upgrade on the mic, and this just overall comfort is just better. Personally, I like the cooling cups in the other one though. That was just the bigger factor for me. But again, it's just the size. This is just upgrade in drivers. They're both 50 millimeters, but this is 50 millimeter titanium, which just gives you better, crisper sound. Overall, it's just an upgrade, and you're paying less for this. So honestly, think about it. Matte black finish, no RGB, unfortunately, but you get the green logo, which is obviously Razer's just stock logo. We can't go wrong with it. 10 out of 10. Recommend it. Esports ready, best headset that I've owned so far to this date, and I'm gonna probably get it again, or I'll get another version of this. So maybe the wireless version, because honestly latency is not that big a deal anymore in terms of wired to wireless in headsets. So, but give or take, still I like wired, and wired just honestly is just overall gonna probably be the best bet no matter what. Even in the slightest bit, if it's better, it's still better. So Razer Black Widow Tournament Edition V2 Chroma. I'm going to give this keyboard an 8.5 out of 10. And the reason it's an 8.5 out of 10 is because obviously I've only been into keyboards so often. Like, this is literally my first mechanical keyboard, but it's something I can rely on. And the reason why I don't give it a 9 or 10 out of 10 because I know there's better custom keyboards out there that you could buy. Honestly, there really is. The switches are amazing though. They're the green switches. It's clicky. You can always hear it when I'm playing. It's just nice. It's a nice headset. I mean, a nice keyboard. The wrist rest is even more plush than the one I had previous to it. But that one was not a mechanical. It was a mecha membrane keyboard. That's another thing we'll have to talk about another day. That was what I first used. It's RGB, but you can't switch the keycaps or anything on it, so it's unfortunate that you have to stick with it. But they were chiclet keys, which I thought was really comforting and nice. Just felt good. But these have with the custom keycaps. After I put the custom keycaps on, beautiful. Beautiful. Love this keyboard. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. 8.5 is because I just know there's better keyboards out there. Not from Razer, or it could be from Razer, but not from Razer currently, that I think I would probably personally rather use. But this one, since I'm sticking to Razer, is definitely all I need, and I think it's fucking amazing. The mouse mat. This one is an 8 out of 10 because I believe the Firefly and the hard mouse mats is what's going to really be my personal preference. But if you're looking to buy a mouse mat, actually for you, I would say 8.5 too, because 8.5 for this mouse mat, it is a great mouse mat. Don't get me wrong, and it's felt, it's nice, it's got the RGB, it's got the aesthetics, it's got the length, it's fucking great. However, I know, I'm over the, squishiness to it. It does help with recoil control in FPS shooters where you're just holding it in, like, kind of wanting that pressure in to hold that spray and guide that spray down. It'll give you a little bit of pressure help. But I think a hard mouse mat with control would be better just because it flows better. There's no resistance. You don't want resistance. Over time, you'll see that you don't want resistance at all. So, personal preference, give or take. I'm going to say my mouse mat, 8.5 out of 10. Other than that, that's pretty much it for Razer peripherals. I get Kaio 9 out of 10 because obviously the price range, but you're getting everything out of this fucking thing for the price. This 10 out of 10, Basilisk V2 10 out of 10, and then the keyboard and the mouse mat are 8.5 out of 10. So that's my personal opinion from usage of it. I haven't dialed this headset in exactly yet. This could go fucking even beyond 10 out of 10. Like, I could probably love this headset to fucking dear life. I've had good games with it when it was dialed in, but I guess I just played with the settings on accident, just kind of going on. I think it could be better, and I fucked it up. So, obviously, we're going to fucking build or dial this in even better. We'll get this dialed in surely over time and get it fucking just dialed in perfectly. Again, people are so scared about these little, prongs coming out of this headset specifically. Don't worry about that. They're really sturdy. Like, you can't bend them with your fingers or anything. It's not weak. They're very strong. Just be careful and treat it well because obviously we know I throw my fucking headsets. We're not throwing this one. This one we're treating well. We're trying to change my whole perception of how I do things, okay? Good. The chair I'm using is just a cheap chair. I got it for like 65 bucks. I call it my personal gaming chair. It's comfort enough as is. I like it. Feels good. I only really sit in my chair like comforting when I'm relaxing like this, and when I do that, it's very like rare because I'm more like this in the game and I'm focusing like this. So that's just personal opinion, personal, preference, up to you. However, we need to get to the parts of my PC and how I get my streaming done as is. Got it? What are you growling at? Oh, it's another dog outside. That's what I'm talking about. These little shitheads just like to cause problems on my stream. Huh? Hey! Knock it off. See, they're gone. Go get them. Anyways, they're just chilling. I gotta clean my fucking room here in a bit too. I'm kind of looking at it. I'm like, oh, fuck this fucking dirty ass room. Anyways, okay, PC parts. They're all in. Well, not all, but majority of the PC parts are in my Amazon Blacksmith. Some can't be put in there, like the case and the fans. But again, we'll get to that. Obviously, I'll just walk you through what I have that can be found that you could purchase, or you could find it in a certain spot. But we'll walk you through everything. I'm getting fucking notifications on these mail. I gotta turn my mail settings on. Can I just turn off all notifications for mail? There you go. Beautiful. I don't have to see that ever again. Anyways, okay. So here we go. Parts lists of my PC. Okay, so we're just gonna hit good old Google. And we're going to type in each part list. The Ryzen 5 3600 CPU. We'll just go to, I guess, Best Buy's link on it. Now, this is a 6-core 12-thread, which is really good, by the way. 6-core 12-thread CPU, 3.6 gigahertz, 4.2 gigahertz max boost. We're reaching around 3.9 right now on our little overclock that we did on it. It comes with a cooling fan, but obviously, like, if you're building a cheaper, 1080p a PC for 1080p, you might be able to get by with this for cooling, but honestly, you might want to go liquid cooling just because it's just better overall, period. Anyways, cools it down, Did I build my PC? I built my PC, but I didn't actually build it myself. I just picked the parts out and they custom built it. I added my own RAM and my own storage. So, whatever, Take it how you do. But anyways, Golden, you would like to watch this because I'm gonna walk you through each thing and why it's good. But anyways, so you have options between Intel and AMD. I go the AMD route because AMD, for the price to performance, is now overpowering Intel. There's really no reason you should go Intel, honestly. I mean, just personal opinion. It could be a fanboy thing for you. I know Noah would shoot me in the fucking neck if he heard that right now because he's an Intel guy. He wants Intel and Nvidia. I go AMD. AMD CPUs, I believe, are just better at the moment, and they're better price, and they're going to be even above Intel with the next coming generation coming out right now, with the next month or so. So, $199, $200 for the CPU. This is the box it comes in. That's the CPU right there, pretty much in the picture. Give or take, whatever. This is good for a lot of things, but again, this is like you're kind of mid-tiering yourself at this point with this CPU. For the price, though, it's great for streaming. You could probably upgrade a little better. It would probably benefit your stream better if you upgrade your CPU past this. But I mean, obviously, for the price to performance, you can't go wrong. And people 5-star. Obviously, it's got a 5-star review. People love this CPU. It does everything it needs to. 6-core, again, 12-thread. 4.2 gigahertz max. We're sitting at like 3.9 to 4.0 on my boost of my computer. It's an unlocked processor, so you can overclock it. Yes, absolutely. Integrated graphics, no. Good. Don't want that. 3rd gen. Always remember 3rd gen. 65 watts thermal design power. You got L3 cache level, 32 megabytes of L3 cache. AMD Wraith stealth cooler comes with it. That's the CPU cooler fan that will go on, but you don't want, obviously if you're building a cheaper PC, you don't need that or want that. You want a liquid cooled CPU, so that way it just keeps it cool constantly. Not to never worry about that ever. Only problem is you have to change the liquid out of the cooling fan. The cooling tube. So that's the only thing I'm kind of nervous about. That'll be my first time doing that, but YouTube's a powerful place, and I'll just be strong about it. Maybe I'll get some really good cooling liquid in there, so it just fucking stays cool, no problems ever. So, 50 to 60 degrees Celsius on this guy's review with the fan. So again, that's with the fan in his build, but it could be cooler. He has a smaller NZXT case. I say my rating on this CPU will be an 8.5 out of 10 because I have to kind of downgrade my stream quality for CPU to work well with gaming at the same time. Because if you're going to be streaming and playing games at the same time on the same CPU, it is taxing on it. So I am putting a lot of pressure on it. However, that's why the liquid CPU is nice. Liquid CPU cooler, because it does keep it cool while it's pushing that much power into it. But again, personal preference. I'm running 1440p gaming, which is also, could be taxing on Call of Duty rendering that and running my system up. So, again, we'll get to all that later, but obviously my rating on this CPU, 8.5 out of 10. Very simple, very easy. Now, the GPU. The Msi Mech Oc 5700 XT. Now this one's gonna have mixed reviews because the way they built it's kind of funny. It's kind of weird. But right here it says this is a 4 out of 5 star. So 4 out of 5 star. I get it. That's about right. $400, not bad for a GPU, but again, prices will drop significantly when the new generation comes out, so keep an eye out for that. It's only a 2-fan system. It's a smaller sized GPU, but obviously they make them 3 fans extended out. Mine I think will only fit 2 fans anyways when I look at the motherboard, because as you can see right here, you can't really tell, but when I'm looking at my motherboard you can see it's like kind of blocking it. So I think this is probably the best size I could get for my setup anyways, maybe because of the motherboard, but regardless, great graphics card. It's running 1440p pretty well, but I would recommend, if you're going to get this graphics card, run 1080p, because I think your frame rates will be fucking skyrocketing at that point. It'd be really good for frame rate. The only downfall to this graphics card is because a lot of people will say, oh, NVIDIA graphics cards are always cooler. There's some AMD graphics cards that are cool, but you're paying a little bit more for them, and they're just better quality overall in the sense. But the MSI Mech OC, it's a great graphics card. It just runs hot, and that's the one thing that people kind of trip out on. When I play Call of Duty and stream, my PC will be burning up. Right now, it's cool as fuck. It ain't burning shit. My GPU is chilling. But when I get into Call of Duty, this shit, you can feel the heat on the glass. It's pretty hot, so it does run very hot. But it's still in spec. They say it's spec for how hot it is. It's a very great graphics card. 1925 megahertz GPU boost clock speed. It goes past that. I'm reaching 2069 at my max GPU boost. 1600 normal stock clock speed. PCI Express interface. Got to remember that when you're building a PC. PCI Express, you want 4. Again, work on it. Do your research, learn. It's a lot better than just listening to me because I'm still kind of new to this stuff myself, but I'm somewhat knowledgeable in it. Like, I've learned a bit. 4K Ultra HD resolution support. You could play 4K on this, but again, it's going to really hinder your fucking performance on games. Honestly, this graphics card works best. Just drop the fucking graphics settings, leave it at 1440p or 1080p, and just fucking max those frames, dude. Frames, frames, frames. Frames wins games. That's what they say. 8 gigabytes of video memory capacity. Again, you could probably not max that out, but you could buy a better graphics card with a little bit more with the new ones coming out with the new generation. So something to keep in mind. However, if you're just wanting to play 1080p games and stream them, beautiful. This is great. Don't need to worry about anything else than that. HDMI support and DisplayPort. Use DisplayPort, always better. Better option. PCI Express, once again, interface. Microsoft Windows system requirement is a 225 watts of power consumption. Recommended power supply is 750 watts. I'm actually using 650, so keep that in mind. That's not good. I should probably be upgrading my recommended power supply, but we're doing good. No worries. Everything's been fucking beautiful. DirectX 12. Knock on wood, by the way. That's kind of scary to think about. DirectX 12 API support, and it's got a cooling system, 2 fans. So 4-star review. People always complain about the heat on it. That's probably what it is. But honestly, it's a great graphics card. Don't get me wrong. It looks pretty mean too. The little logo is a fucking mech machine. And it says Mech Oc. It's cool as fuck. Cool graphics card. Cool. Dope ass graphics card by MSI. But MSI's got its up and downs with graphics cards. So remember, keep that in mind. Better qualities out there. I'll give this a 8 out of 10. I say 8 out of 10 because it's done me very well. It's had its moments where it's kind of like, oh shit, like it makes you kind of freak out a little bit about the computer. Like you're like, oh, did something happen? But I mean, it could be just dust. It could be a bunch of stupid shit. But honestly, the graphics cards ran good nonetheless, and I haven't had problems in a long time with it. So I really think dust just got in it, kind of fucked with the graphics card a little bit at times, and I was tripping out. After that, nothing. Everything's been beautiful. Runs great. I personally want to drop my resolution down on gaming to 1080p instead of 1440p just for the boost in frame rates, because then my graphics card has to work less for resolution and more for just pumping the frames at a time. So frames win games. There you have it. 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10 CPU. And then the fans, you can't look up the fans and the case, so I'll just go over the fans and the case real quick. Let's see if I can full screen my stream and then show you like that. So these fucking dogs. So my case, they call it the I forgot what it's called. It's an iBuyPower. iBuyPower is the PC company that built my PC. The custom liquid cooling and the fans are all iBuyPower. You could just call it iBuyPower liquid CPU cooler, and then the fans are, iBuyPower fans, just the normal size. There's 4 fans, the radiator, and then you have the 3 fans in front. The case is called like Prism or something like that, or I forgot what it's called, but it's some kind of like broken glass feature. If you could see the front, which you can, you guys never seen the front. The front has like a broken glass shape look to it, but it has 2 slots for breathability, and then 1 slot on the complete left side, or well, if you're looking at it right side of it has a breathable slot too. So airflow necessarily isn't the best in this thing. The top of it does have an open top for airflow as well, but it has a magnetic dust filter on it, so you could just clean that up, wipe it up, put it back on, boom, done. Let me see if I can get close up on it. I mean, obviously my cam don't reach too far from where I have it set up, but as you can see right here, up top you could see the magnetic dust filter. It's really hard to see, but that's what this little square slot is. It's got USB 3.0 up top, and then 1 for a microphone. Don't use that in a headset. If you're using 3.5 millimeter jack, don't use that. So you got a microphone plug, headset plug for 3.5 millimeter, your 2 USB 3.0s, and then you got your power button and the 2 lights indicating that it's on running. You got the backside over here for your GPU, all your plugs and stuff. Sorry for the reflection, it's fucking daytime. You got your liquid. This is the liquid CPU cooler that I was talking about. and that's the radiator it goes to, so it blows it out the back. I have a pretty decent sized gap from the wall to the or from the PC to the wall, so it has enough breathability. I could obviously probably move it up a little bit more and give even more airflow. Yeah, so other than that, you know, the motherboard's in there. We'll talk about that in a second. The storage in there. Talk about that in a second. Mid-size case. You can kind of see what I was talking about with the front, how it's a broken glass shape. You can see right here when I go along this, that's a cut in it, and then this is a cut in it too right here. So it's hard to tell, but it sticks out. Kind of has like a bulging effect to it. It just looks pretty fucking dope. I like it because of that. And it has 3 fans in the front. They have LED showing. You can't see it from my cam view because as far as I could go. But the LEDs and stuff are all right here on the fans too. So it's all RGB in here. It just looks like a crazy colorful mess. Love it, love it, love it. Breathability wise, I'll say the case is probably a 7.5 out of 10 because it could be, you like personally people want cooling. I personally like the case. I would say 7.5 because I like the case the way it looks for aesthetics, and the magnetic dust filter. But other than that, like you really don't have much. You know what I mean? It's just a NZXT designed esque case. So NZXT is great. Don't get me wrong. But this design personally is an older design of NZXT. So you're kind of like you could go better. Personally, there is a lot better out there you could do. So if I were you, I wouldn't recommend this unless you're buying an iBuyPower system. Then there's still even better cases for it. So keep that in mind. If you're going custom, make sure you look at cases with breathability. Look the reviews at them. Make sure they have like a cooling thing to it because a lot of people like that. Might as well just spend the money on it if you can. You know what I mean? So, the case, it was an upgrade for free. Cool. Don't get me wrong. The case before this one would have been not the greatest. This case is way better designed, looks better, and it still has decent airflow. I would say decent. Anyways, the fans, the cooling fans, are just stock size cooling fans. I think like 12 millimeter, something like that, or 12, something like that. I don't know. 10 to 12 millimeter. Fit in there, nice 4 fans, nice cooling feature. RGB is cool as shit. And then obviously a lot of people like software enabled RGB design, but these come with 2 controllers. One's for the addressable headers that are installed in here up top, which are lights. So obviously you can see I could do like a white light. If it wants to work, there we go. You can see I could do flashing colors like that, or I could do fading colors, white, white flashing, flash entirely, so it flashes even faster. There's a lot of cool things with this controller. Or you could have just strictly blue, strictly purple, strictly orange, strictly yellow, strictly green, like whatever. You could literally design it however you want with the controller. Turn the brightness up, turn the brightness completely off. You could even have the lights off completely. And you see now there's no lights in it at all. It's literally that's just the adjustable header. Now it's just everything else is lit up but that. So, obviously I like it on, and I like it on smooth. Well, it's not on smooth before, but as you can see, it looks pretty fucking sick. It looks like I'm having a fucking light show in there. I love that shit. So that's what this controller does. It's the bigger controller. I like it. Software. They have software-enabled stuff, but I don't use the software-enabled stuff. This is personally set up for the controller, so it's just cool to grab and be like, I just want to change color. Cool. And then obviously this one is for the fans and the liquid CPU cooler. Changes the color on them. Yeah, it looks like a rave going on, exactly. That's what I like about it. So obviously, if you could see right here, it's really hard to see. I'll try to zoom up on it when I do this, so you can see even better. It's really hard to see just the fans, liquid CPU. You can see they're going crazy, right? Like you can see the colors of the liquid, the fan right here. There's 3 fans that also change. You can kind of see it right here. Those are the 3 fans from like a corner angle. But those fans also change colors, matching with each other. But obviously, you have this controller right here. You could go, multiple, or sorry, that's auto. Auto is everything. Then you could have just blue. Just yellow, green, light yellow, white, purple, different settings like that. But I use the multiple one, so it just switches to everything. Then they have different mode settings right here. Like you can change the mode however you want, just keep tapping it. They have modes like this where it just changes colors like that crazy. Just looks freaking insane. And then you have this one where there's like a flashing white like stutter thing. That's cool. Reverses it. Then there's this one that just changes colors but also flashes at the same time, so it's like blinking and fucking doing it. It's cool as shit, honestly. And then you also have speed, so you could turn the speed down. Like, see, it's really hard to tell in the cam, but you could see the speed is extremely slow, or you could just make it extremely fast and just make it go on par with everything else like I do normally. So now it's extremely fast. So that's cool. You got a cool fucking design setup. Personally, their stock CPU cooler and all that is actually really good. It's been keeping my CPU really nice and cool and lasting a long time. The fans have been great for cooling purposes in the sense of AMD being so hot. I personally think I would rate these a 7.5, if not 8 out of 10 myself. So, anyways, I keep it on auto because obviously auto does like a rainbow. It just goes through all the settings on auto. So I just think that's personally cooler, but you can switch it however you want. So, liquid CPU cooler, fan, all that, 8 out of 10. Give it 8 out of 10. That's my streaming PC for the most part. We'll have to zoom in one more time for the next 2 pieces or 3 pieces, but we'll do that in a second. I'm gonna pull it up on the website, and we'll show you guys on the website. So we have the Intel storage, and then we have a Samsung storage. So I'm gonna pull up both of them right now. Intel 660p, 512 gigs. This is what I'm rocking in it right now. And then obviously the other one is the Samsung, I think it's the 860 EVO. Let me make sure. I believe it's the 860 EVO. I could be wrong. It could be the 970 EVO. Let me check the 970. Whoa, I don't have an image for it. Oh, no, the 970 is the Nvme M.2, so it is the 860. So I got the 860 EVO 500 gigs. Now I'm going to show you these 2 storages because these 2 storages is something you got to think about when you're getting a PC. How you doing, Noah? I'm just doing a review on all my shit. We already did peripherals, and now we're doing the PC build, and I'm just giving my opinion. Good thing you didn't come earlier because I just kind of shit-talked on Intel. So, as a joke, though, obviously. But anyways, we're going to pull up both of these, and I'm going to give you my further review on them, obviously. Give or take how you're going to set it up is personally on you, but we'll walk you through it right now. Sorry, I'm just making sure it switched over. Okay, cool. So anyways, this is the solid state drive. It's external. You would just plug this into your motherboard on the like opposite side. Mine is actually inside my case down below. It's underneath, so you can't see it. But it's hidden. But it's okay because it's there, so that way it's just out of the way. Obviously, I could put it up and have it being viewable, but it's just not worth it personally. This is my gaming SSD in the sense of my leftover games and other shit like that. So, for example, I'm running like say Apex Legends, Skater XL, pretty much every game other than Call of Duty is on this. The only 2 games I had on my other storage device, I'm gonna show you in a second, was Tarkov, and I took Tarkov off of there. I'm going to reinstall Tarkov onto this though because I have plenty of space on this. I personally think it's still fast. It's still a really great drive, solid state drive. But for gaming, personal experience, it's up to you. The next CPU I'm getting is going to be AMD for CPU. Oh, is it? Oh, everybody, Noah, good job, Noah. Moving up, huh? We should get you an AMD CPU now. I mean a GPU. I'm just kidding. But anyways, that's good, man. I'm glad. But yeah, so this storage device, really good. 500 gigs has been plenty for me. I've never overfilled it. I'm still fucking plenty of space on it. It just depends what games you download onto it. So if you're going to use this should be a backup storage for games. Because the reason why is it's a SATA drive. And the SATA drives, when you're learning about PCs, is the SATA drives are a little bit slower than, like, in loading and stuff like that, and other shit than fucking the Nvme M.2s. Those are the better ones. But however, these will last longer than the Nvme M.2s. Now, let me further explain. This is external, obviously, but the one that is the Nvme is literally this tab right here. I'll zoom in on it in a second when we go into full screen. But I'll show you once we fucking review the other one. But this is your external. Plug it into your motherboard and let it be. You got an extra storage device. You're good on the GPU. But yeah, so this is your external storage for extra games, such as, like, if you're playing Apex Legends, something that you're not really grinding out, you might want to put all your other games on. Like, if you're playing Call of Duty, but you're not streaming Call of Duty, you probably leave it off. If you want to be like the Apex streamer or the, Battlefield streamer, whatever game your choice is for your like top streaming game, you might want to throw it on a better storage device just because it's going to give you better performance. Just a little bit. It's nothing too crazy, nothing you really actually notice, but still, just for the loading time and everything, it's much better. So, obviously, this is for just all your excess games you want to play and everything else, like videos and pictures, whatever you're saving on there. Just save it all onto your, I call this my D drive on my computer, but this is the D drive. So, There you go. There you have it. 500 gigs. I have personally 1 terabyte in storage entirely, so I've been fine with it. Call of Duty kind of fucking ate up a lot of that shit, but now they let me be able to balance that, so that's good. It's only $70, saving $20, so it's on sale. Not a bad purchase. I'm telling you right now. You don't need more than this, honestly, but if you want more than this, you could go 1 terabyte just to say fuck it. I have fucking extra storage. I don't have to worry about it. Never have to delete games ever. And plus, games will get bigger, so yes, sometimes even 1 terabyte might be something to consider. But in my opinion, I can always make room for a game that's big, and especially on this because I have plenty of room still. So I use HDD for almost my games. There's no FPS difference, but the loading time exactly. So it's not really much of a difference. Like nothing you're gonna really notice. It's just the loading time. Noah's correct on that. It's all about loading time. So, anyways, I give this storage a 9 out of 10 because honestly it's doing everything that I need it to do. There's nothing wrong with it. I've never had problems with it. It's a fucking Samsung, which is great quality. My fucking cell phone's a Samsung. Literally, it's a great quality product. Alright, so 9 out of 10, I would say, only because it's not 1 terabyte. One drop. But that's just me personally. Now we're going to the Nvme M.2. This is mine, the Intel 660p, which, by the way, I got for free. So this should be just a 10 out of 10 because I got it for free. It's very good. It's got a 5-star egg review, whatever, on Newegg. 5-star review. It's a great fucking Nvme M.2. It is Intel, though. I know it's kind of weird to have an Intel product in, but hey, it's fucking for free. I got it for free with my shit. It's normally $65. On sale, by the way, $65, $70. Not bad. And by the way, I mean, look at the price difference. That's the big thing you got to realize is like, if you're going to spend the money on a terabyte of storage, you might as well just get that terabyte of storage into your Nvme M.2 SSD, which is this little tab right here. And honestly, you can see it close up. Honestly, because the price difference between SATA and NVMe is really not much of a difference at all now. It's so competitive that you might as well just get the better shit for the price. So, if you're going to get a terabyte storage, go something this route, Don't get the other one. The other one's like 500 gigs. Just throw that as your extra shit. But the reason why you might want to get 1 terabyte too and then add some games to it is because this is where your broadcasting software is going to be saved onto. All your like shit that's going to be saved onto is your operating system, all that, everything important for your computer's health and computer's life is going to be on that. So you're going to throw that all in there and keep it. That's where everything's going to be stored. Always back up stuff if you can with a USB external drive. But honestly, just get something like this. Look at this. 1 terabyte is $130. That's not fucking bad. You even want 2 terabyte, $214. It's on sale by $30. You could even do a price deal on it. Again, there's so many ways of getting shit. But like, honestly, personally, I think 1 terabyte's plenty. And for the price, $130 is fucking not bad. It's not bad. But even then, like, you might be able to find a better product. And this has got 5-star reviews, so it's a great fucking Nvme M.2. I would say, maybe Samsung might compete with this. Personal preference, do your research. I'm giving this a personal 10 out of 10. Has done nothing wrong for me. Nothing wrong ever. I personally love it. So, it's done everything for me. Nothing more to say than that. And obviously, I'll get a close-up on all these stuff right now. But last but not least, before we get into it, the motherboard, the brains of the operation. Hey, Aries. Here you go, boysies. The dogs don't know what to do. They're so confused. The brains of the operation. It is a X570 plus Wi-Fi Asus Tough. Now, there is better X570s out there. At the time, they had a sale for this. Forgive me. They had a sale for this, so I got the sale on it. But this is your brains and operations of the computer. If you're building one yourself, it gets a little tricky. But this is where your CPU will go, your RAM sticks. Oh, you also got to go over RAM too, by the way. I upgraded from the RAM that I had personally. Then you obviously have where your this is where your SSD will go in this little slot right here. Your Nvme M.2. There's a lot to it, but it looks complicated, but it's not. You just got to really pay attention to how things are built. Watch YouTube videos on it. You got your where your GPU will be plugged in right over here. This is what I was talking about. This little stand right here. This little stand gets in the way, so I don't think my GPU could be any bigger than that. I don't know what this is for. It's not plugged into anything, so I don't know what it could possibly be used for, but it's fine. So don't get too big of a GPU if you're gonna buy this motherboard. Everything about this motherboard worked fine for me, and for the price, it's been great. But I know a lot of people are like, "Oh God, Asus." As you can see right here, you have all your plugs for your motherboard. Like you have your USB 3.0s, 2.0s. You got your display. I think it's like display port and HDMI port specifically to your motherboard, which you don't need to. Just plug it in strictly to your GPU. I think it's just better performance like that, anyways. And then obviously you have your Wi-Fi connector and your or your Wi-Fi connector is probably down here, I believe, and then your hardline connection. Just hardline. Hint, hint, Seagate. Seagate's a good price for those SSDs. Yes, Seagate's really good. I don't have anything against Seagate. But personally, this motherboard, this is your brains of the operation. The UEI, which is your BIOS, which you're going to learn about BIOS when you get a computer. Everything you use in the BIOS settings will definitely be simplified for the most part. It's just some things are labeled differently because it's Asus, and Asus does that for some reason. But other than that, I rate this, 10 out of 10 for the price. Not bad. I love it. No complaints. It's got a 4.5-star review here, 5-star review elsewhere, I believe, right here. Oh, that's the B550. But honestly, you want to go. That is for SATA cables. Yeah, there you go. SATA cables. I'm still learning, by the way, so I can't give you everything top of my head. It's got expansion slots, PCI Express. Remember, you want to look for some motherboards that have PCI Express. Ethernet, USB 2.0, 3.0, 3.1, USB Type-C. Again, a lot of things, that I'm missing on that, but there's a lot of things with this motherboard. It's great. 4 slots for RAM sticks. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But definitely, if you're going to get an AMD CPU, you want to have the option to upgrade. So you want the AM4 sockets. Remember, when you look for a motherboard, look for that socket AM4. Because the AMD CPUs that are coming out next gen, like the ones that are just coming out, I could just upgrade without changing my motherboard, which is beautiful. $179.99 is a great deal for a motherboard. I'll tell you that right now. But anyways, this is your brains. This is what tells my computer everything. Literally everything connected. Just like, hey, yeah, he's pulling up a web page. He's playing Spotify. He's going to go and fucking game on COD and get his ass kicked. Whatever. It's all right there. 10 out of 10. Beautiful. And that is not it because I forgot RAM sticks again. Sorry. My RAM. Now this is you gotta really listen to this because this is very important when you get RAM sticks. Okay. RAM with AMD, you have to upgrade your RAM. And the reason why I say this is because it's very dependent on the megahertz it delivers from the RAM. I don't know why, don't ask me. AMD is very nitpicky about that. If you get an Intel CPU Intel CPU, then obviously they don't recommend the highest of RAM sticks. But, this is what I had before 3200 megahertz, and I was bottlenecking my frame rate dropped because of it. So I'm gonna tell you right now, this is my RAM sticks right here, the G-Skill Trident Z Neo 3600 megahertz CL16. I believe it's this one, but where's the 4? We could just do. This is where it gets pricey. This is how you know I've upgraded my PC pretty damn well with the RAM. 32 gigabytes, 2x16. No, we want 4x16. Holy shit, that's a shitload of fucking RAM. No, we need 2 or 4x8. I think this is it. 32 gigabytes, 2x16s, 4x8s. Here you go. Okay, so the reason why it says 2x16s is just telling you how many gigabytes per stick. But this is what I have in my PC right here. So what you can see, RAM is very sensitive, so be careful when messing with settings and BIOS. Yeah, exactly. Noah will give you, honestly, if you have questions, ask Noah personally in a DM. He will tell you exactly what he loves talking about it. Look at how much holy fucking shit. Noah. Oh, this is 3800 megahertz. That's probably why too it went up more, but it's still very expensive. They're overshooting the price of RAM right now. It looks like. So, keep an eye on that, but do not buy it for $600 fucking dollars more. This is more than my fucking GPU. It's fucking insane. So anyways, but this is for 3800 megahertz. Honestly, they have 3600 megahertz. Let's see if we can just find that just to be fucking on the good side. Is this it? I think this is 3200 megahertz. It doesn't even say. Okay, regardless. I mean, we could literally oh, this is 3600. Wow, that's not a bad deal. Why is it 180 bucks for a 4x8? That's insane. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a good price right here. I don't know why one's $600 and one's fucking $180. RAM and PSU is very up in price right now. I don't know why. Yeah, it's just demand probably. I don't know, but this is actually a really good deal. So right here, you got your RAM sticks. It comes in this box. I don't have the box anymore with me. I could have showed you the box, but with the box, it tells you, you know, the CL16. It tells you all the specs on the back. Make sure you, if you buy RAM, either buy 2 sticks of 8 because that'll be 16 gigs, which is okay to deal with. That's what I had at the beginning. I had 2 sticks of 8, then I bought 2 more, so that made it 32 gigs. So that'd be, you know, 4 sticks by 8 gigabytes. So personally, 3600 megahertz is like the middle. You could go higher, and there's even higher coming out and higher already out. So like, there's a lot of options, but the 3600 megahertz is plenty. This is specifically made, if you can see on the box right here, Ryzen AMD. It's literally specifically made for AMD CPUs, so that means it boosts performance even higher for a CPU that is AMD Ryzen. But again, there's RAM sticks that are literally beneficial to Intel, to AMD, to both. Doesn't matter, but honestly, if you go for one that is AMD certified and Ryzen, like it says, boosts performance really well with Ryzen, it does. Okay, I went from like 85 to 100 frames on COD, going to like 100 to 130 in COD because of my RAM sticks alone. Now, oh yeah, make sure you plug it in correctly too. Yeah, those are like simple fucking things, Noah. But yeah, so obviously you can see these are the RAM sticks. They have RGB on top. That's what this little light stick is. They all light up different colors and stuff. You can make it do some crazy stuff. And yeah, honestly, 10 out of 10. I would go even higher than 10 out of 10. These RAM sticks have been fucking amazing, dude. Just get, you know, 3600 megahertz is probably perfect for your streaming PC setup, especially if you're going 1080p. 1440p, you know, 3600 is okay to do like where I'm at. I could go even higher and probably have even better performance. So I'm going to show you guys now the whole insides again and walk you through everything of what I was talking about. So obviously right here where my finger is at, this little or tab right here, it goes directly into your motherboard. That is the Nvme M.2 SSD by Intel 660p. Obviously you can see the liquid CPU cooler with the liquid cool tubing goes right into, and it's like a carbon fiber tubing. It's pretty sick. And then it goes into the radiator right here, which shoots all the hot air out and, you know, keeps the cooling going. So RAM sticks right here, as you can see, I have them doing some crazy RGB stuff. The background on it is all purple. So like right now it's supposed to be like a purple lighting, and then every color flashing around is literally RGB rainbow. You know, that's what my design is on my stream. I mean my computer setup, so you guys see that. And then obviously down here you can't see it. It's really hard. You can't really see it at all. But down here is where my Samsung 860 EVO is. That's my external storage. It's just shoved in there. And the motherboard in the background obviously has RGB as well. If you can see right here, the RGB is in the back of it, so it's lighting up the whole thing in the back, and it literally shows right here. So you got its own RGB design as well there. So there you have it. You know, that's my PC, streaming PC. Overall, I would rate my streaming PC an 8.5 out of 10 because it handles everything that I do. But obviously, you know, we could do better. 8.5 out of 10 is because upgrades could be necessary. Oh, I almost forgot. One of the most important peripherals that you will need to remember to keep an eye on and get the good deals on, because this is one of the biggest things for your gaming experience. Now, you could have this GPU, the CPU, all this shit in here. You could have all this shit in here. But what you're looking at is your monitor. Your monitor will be able to allow what your GPU can do. Okay? So your GPU could say, oh, I could do 4K gaming. Well, hopefully your monitor... Look at Instagram real quick. Okay, hold on one sec. Okay, I'll just look at it real quick. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, really? You're a brat. Really? What now? What now? Wow, okay. Yeah, but that one is not as revealing. It's a little more PG-13. But anyways, so sorry about that, guys. I'm in the middle of a review, woman. Come on. let me do this real quick. We'll get to that conversation in a second. I gotta take a break anyways after this. Just let me finish this real quick. But yes, fine. You can buy that if you want. I mean the mask. But anyways, we're talking about Halloween. She's gonna be a Little Red Riding Hood. It's kind of hot. Anyways, so yes, the last review. The most important thing that I've been talking about is because this is actually very dependent on what's your GPU is gonna output. Okay, your GPU is capable of doing a lot. My GPU is capable of doing everything except 4K. Not really good. I'm on 1440p resolution. It looks nice. Not necessary. I'm going to go down to 1080p just because I want better performance, right? That's just personal for a competitive player. But if you want to enjoy gaming, like say playing Doom or something, and you just want beautiful graphics of fucking guts exploding and fucking crazy monsters looking insane, then 1440p might be your fucking go-to. Or it might be even 4K. You know, depends on the person. But again, monitor dependent, GPU dependent. Both go hand in hand. I'm going to show you my monitor, and I'm going to let you know how my monitor is compared to, you know, everything. So let me just pull that up real quick. My monitor, I like it for the price. I don't know if the price is still there right now. Let's see. I wish I had the box in front of me. 1440p. I think it's that one, right? That's the problem with this, is like it's hard to find that that right monitor that I was using. I think it's this one. Excuse me. That hurt. It is this one. Yeah, this is the monitor I'm using right now. Hey, buddy. So this is my monitor right here. This is the AOC CQ27G1 27-inch curved frameless. Oh, buddy. You want to come up here? Come on. Yeah, I know. He's like super lonely. He's like, I want to see you. Okay, buddy. My personal opinion is 4K is for people that play a lot of story games. Yeah, exactly. You're starting really early. This on the look at Instagram stuff might be a new record. Hey, man, we're talking about Halloween stuff, okay? And honestly, I want you guys to support her. She's a really good girl, okay? So give her all the care and attention and stuff, all right? Just don't be flirting, okay? I'll kill you guys. Anyways, so rapid 1 millisecond response time, 144 hertz refresh rate, QHD, which is your 2K graphics, 1440p resolution, flicker free, and AOC low blue mode. Obviously, this is the full description right here. 1 DisplayPort, 2 HDMI 2.0 connections, AMD FreeSync, which is a big deal, no stuttering or tearing, user-friendly graphical OSD menu, it's decent. They said the one thing that was very bad about this is the brightness that it could get. I forgot what they call it, the brightness mits or whatever. That has not been a problem for me. I thought it would be a problem, and I got nervous about buying this one, but it hasn't been a problem, so I actually recommend that. It is a really good monitor, but I got a deal on it. I think I got mine for $300 flat, and it's $384 on eBay. So $300 flat for a 4K monitor, a 2K monitor, not a bad deal. 3 years, 0 dead pixel, 3-year advanced replacement, 1 year, 1-time accidental damage. So I could literally fucking punch my monitor and go get a new one, and it's still under warranty right now. Beautiful. However, I'm not going to do that, obviously. You know, maybe it's good for a video like, oh, I could just get a new fucking monitor. Bam! You know what I mean? But no. Oh, no, what? You know what I mean, dude. But anyways. 1 viewed per hour. Wow. So no one's really looking at this monitor. It's very underrated. But again, it's a VA panel. If you learn about TN panels, VA panels, and ISP panels or whatever, there's the difference between all 3 of them. And I think that, or IPS, sorry, I said ISP. IPS panels are the best color panels that you could get. However, VA is like the mid tier, and then TN is the bottom, where it's like the oldest panel, but like it's still very good in terms of like performance. So like if you want your pictures to be kind of on par with each other, but there's still color problems and stuff, TN panel's probably your best bet. But honestly, just try to get VA or IPS because they're not competing with TN. TN's just going to be outdated soon. So you kind of want to go VA panel at least, you know, for the cheaper price of it, and it's still going to perform really well. It has nice colors, don't get me wrong, everything's still very nice. IPS panels have the best colors, but the blacks are kind of weird, the black coloring, so that's the only problem. But before, they used to have terrible response times. Now they're kind of improving on them, so, you know, personal preference, Story-based modes, 4K gaming, IPS panels, probably your best bet, just to get the best beautiful graphics you could possibly see on a PC. But even an upgrade from a console, trust me, if you're playing from console, no matter what you get for PC, it's going to be an upgrade. Personally, I say just go VA. VA is a cheaper deal. 1 millisecond response time, 144 hertz. Again, 1440p. Now, if you're going 1080p with this GPU, I recommend going 240 hertz because you're gonna overdo your frame rate. This is pretty much matching your frame rate. 144 hertz is your frame rate, pretty much, in a sense, obviously. But your monitor will only go up to 144 hertz. That's what you'll see. That's what I'm trying to get at. But this is because it's 1440p. Obviously, you're not going to see higher than that unless your GPU is fucking ridiculously good. But this GPU is not ridiculously good. It's just mid-tier. So I would say recommending, if you're going 1080p gaming, not 2K. If you're going 1080p and not 2K, get a higher megahertz, display. I would go 240. But, again, console players, you're going to just see enough with 144 hertz. If you want to go, better graphics, 1440 resolution, that's fine. But again, at that time, you're kind of going, okay, frame rate, I'm probably going to look at, on a demanding game, probably like 100 to 130 frames if I have this GPU. But again, you're dropping all your settings down. Like if you max out all your settings and you're not streaming, it's plenty easy to probably hit the 144, but when you're streaming, it is a little more demanding on the CPU. So I would say, yeah, you're probably gonna have to drop all your settings down when you're gaming competitively. Drop all your graphic settings down so you get the max frames. So on your bad side, who's getting on your bad side? What negativity? Okay, there is no... She said she was fine with me. I'm not going to be flirting with your non-girlfriend. Alright, Buck. Oh my god. Okay, you guys knock it off. Please don't be starting drama. We're all friends here. I'm literally... Why are you guys talking about that? I get along with everyone. Everyone just be nice to each other, okay? Please. No drama in the chat. There is no drama to begin with, so be nice, okay? Anyways, because we have a nice date. You guys are going to meet her later, okay? She's going to be on stream. I want you guys to be nice to each other. Anyways, this monitor... I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 because for 1440p gaming, it's very nice. Crystal clear quality. Again, the only thing that might throw you off is the brightness. But again, the brightness is fine. I think it's plenty bright, especially if you game at night. But again, some people might think brighter is better. I haven't been able to test the colors and stuff like that on an ultra, resolution experience, like ultra graphics settings, personally because of the streaming. So that's why. But other than that, I give it a 9 out of 10 because, again, I haven't been able to experience that yet. Maybe one of these days I won't stream. I'll just strictly just go and max out all my settings on every game that I play and just see how it looks and then adore it. So that is my PC. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want no drama in the stream, okay? So please, everybody love everybody. We're all friends here. I told you, show her some respect. She's a great gal. I mean, you guys are, for the most part. You guys just joking around. Kara, you're starting really early this on the look at the Instagram, so that might be a new record. Oh, because she's just joking. He's playing around with you. Anyways, I'm looking at chat. I don't know what you guys go crazy about, but the brightness is fine with that display. People are just picking... Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, like, 9 out of 10, I think it's fair. I think it's a really good monitor. Other than that, again, like I said, it's lasted me well. I got it for $300. I can honestly say 10 out of 10 because of the price. But for the price that you're getting it right now, I'm sure there's something probably even a little better out there for the price. You could probably beat it a little bit. So, give or take. But yeah, my puppy's just extra lovey right now. He got a nice bath today. Anyways, I've been streaming for an hour and a half. And, I'm going to take a small break, make a phone call, and probably try to snack on something real quick. So probably like 10 minutes or something. No big deal. And then we'll get back, and then we're actually going to fucking play COD. So we're going to turn this just chatting stream into something better, funner. And yeah, so if you guys don't remember, I'll go one more time through everything. Headset, 10 out of 10. Basilisk V2 mouse, 10 out of 10. Motherboard was 10 out of 10 as well. What else was 10 out of 10? The RAM sticks, 10 out of 10. And then, I think that was pretty much... Oh, and the camera was 10 out of 10. Well, actually, the camera was 9 out of 10, but I say 10 out of 10. personally because the price to performance, now that we've learned it, is a lot better than I expected. Crazy. If you guys don't know Noah, by the way, I'm streaming my face right now in 1080p resolution, and it's still like 40 to 50 frames. So, you know, not bad, dude. Not fucking bad. That's insane. It should be 30 frames, not 40 to 50. So that's insane. So that's why I'm upping the rating on it. Okay, so liquid CPU cooler, you know, 8 out of 10. The CPU 8.5 out of 10. GPU 8.5 out of 10. The oh yeah, and the SSD NVMe M.2 SSD that I say 10 out of 10 as well on that one. The storage down there is 8.5 out of 10. Could be bigger. Fans 8 out of 10. Keyboard 8.5 out of 10. Mouse mat 8.5 out of 10. We're covered, right? We're good. I can take this break. There you have it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this break, make a phone call. You guys stay put. We're gonna get some Call of Duty loaded up here pretty soon, and yeah, monitor was 9 out of 10. So I'll be back. Stay tuned. 10 minutes. Don't go nowhere.